Everybody's life goes on like a melancholy people see me differently. Not the way that you see me. Everything you touch turns right. Underneath your very eyes.
so emo, everyone expects emotion. While I'm holding on to long-term solution to that notion that everything must go, be shown off, be bad, be thrown into the lions as if the crowd cares. Some are born like us, most are born like them. Some will live to the fullest, some will die in the system. Just trying to lift them out, see I admire the missing, the choir, the license to listen with the fire. So where's my welfare? Where's my healthcare? Where's my sandwich? Oh, there's my sandwich. So spin knockers spinning, flat, old white men grinning, power to devour, can't do its bidding. Can you think of a single thing you've done that's meant anything, anything at all? I know I'll probably take the fall.
TV. We show you some behind-the-scenes bloopers.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. Many thanks for joining us again on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Many teams feeling the tension and the pressure rising with each game as playoff slots hang in the balance. And Memphis is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Grizzlies will be going up against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Cavaliers. That game a high-scoring affair. We'll see if this one turns into a shootout as well. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
You know what, Ernie, you hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams to have a real shot to win a championship. Popovich has been doing it.
So you gotta fire it. A great view of the top of Memphis, always a welcoming city. It's the Pacers, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. You look at Memphis, they can secure their spot in the postseason with the victory here.
And today they've got the opportunity to polish off a sweep of the season series. They've met twice, won both. It's been a good matchup for them.
And because of that, Greg, because of the 2 wins, I think they have the mental and psychological upper hand at this point. And if they can establish an early lead, they might be able to put this one away as well.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. George Hill out there with Ellis. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Allen in at the power forward position. Picked by Randolph. Here's Farmar. And that's going to be a travel. And so here is Indiana. It's a 3-point game. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Well, it was the Memphis Grizzlies winning their last game against the Bulls.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and causing a lot of turnovers, Greg, as you well know, means cashing in on those opportunities, which really can put a team in a bad way in a hurry.
And watching Matt Barnes, he will do all the dirty work for you. He's an instigator, he's an agitator, and he's a team player, I think, at the core. And everywhere he's gone, you know, and he's played for a lot of teams, Greg, he's had that role.
It's a great point. I call him a glue guy. You know, he's not someone who's going to be a volume scorer or a smooth playmaker, but the game really is built on grit, diving for loose balls, taking charges, making hard fouls, you know, whatever it takes to help his team win. I like that line, antagonist. That's a very good way to describe him.
Here's Farmar following the basket by George Hill. Stolen by George. To the inside, Ellis. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
His leads have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Now Farmar. Randolph a screen. And it's off from three-point range. The Pacers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Ellis can't get it to go.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
A 3 from Barnes. It's rebounded by Indiana. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was played in Memphis.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, sloppy play sabotaged them. I mean, they'll have to be much more focused this time around.
Now here's Barnes. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. And another miss by Memphis.
I tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
And stolen by Barnes. By himself, and Allen slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Barnes against George. Randolph a screen. George against Barnes. 5 on the clock. Puts it up. That misses off the backboard.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Ellis the pass to George. No good on the 3. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Here's Barnes. And the rejection by Mahimi.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
The rebound by Anderson. Memphis has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Now here's Lawson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And once again off the mark by Indiana. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. Nobody near Stevenson. Off target from outside.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
Out to Stuckey. Lawson right side. It's Hill on the wing. And the shot falls short this time.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Stevenson outside. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. His three-pointers off the mark. Stuckey right side. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here's Farmar. And we reach the end of the first quarter. And now let's hear from Ty Lawson talking about the balanced attack of this Denver Nugget team.
We do have a team type of game. You know, everybody is scoring spread out, rebounding, everything spread out. So,
Well, that was the game plan a couple years ago when Denver was good enough to make the playoffs and Ty Lawson was at the control.
You know, but not enough firepower to be able to sustain with the elite teams, say like the Warriors or the Rockets. Ty Lawson, a solid, dependable player in our league, but this is still a league where you need your superstars to win rings.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what's your take on it from the hustle step? For the Pacers.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. They've got Zach Randolph. And Stevenson is out there with Green. And there's Carter. And it's Farmar in at the one spot. And it's Carter missing. And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, and he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
And here's Randolph following the three-pointer by Rodney Stuckey. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Back to Green. Turner with the steal. And here we go with Lawson running it right up the court. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Some changes for Memphis. Chris Anderson is checked in for Green. Barnes comes in for Vince Carter. And Allen subbed in for Jordan Farmar. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Turner. Paul George comes in for C.J. Miles. Ellis is checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And George Hills subbed in for Ty Lawson. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on them in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
The Pacers making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Now here's Stevenson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Shot clock at 6. The second chance effort. Allen's shot is off.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Stevenson against Ellis. Here's Stevenson. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Stevenson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Pacers leading by 8. Allen outside. Anderson with the block. They retain possession. And it's Hill. That time the assist from Mahimi. Hill's got 5.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him. They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now here's Barnes. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Stevenson drives in. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work.
And the Pacers call time here. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Hill. The shot's good on the assist by George. Hill's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pacers.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
The Grizzlies have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Pacers leading by 11. George dishes to Mahinmi. On the wing, Hill. Mahinmi kicks to Ellis. Stolen by Stevenson. Launches it. Another miss by Stevenson. Indiana's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Indiana moving the ball around. Hill has the open look. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots. And quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
And finished off by Martin.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
The 3 from Hill. And Indiana, another 3.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
And guys, no doubt George Hill.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
Spread the first 28 games with that left knee injury. Came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Green comes in for Anderson, and it's Farmar in for Matt Barnes. And the Pacers also making a change. Turner's checked in. Now Green, following the 3-point attempt by Lance Stevenson. To the right side. Here's Farmar. Good on the 3-point shot. Farmar's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
And it's Green missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Hill, he's checked in for Mahinmi. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Monte Ellis. And it's Lawson in for Hill. Offensive rebound. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Green. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. That'll do it for the first half.
Kevin, thank you.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They lead by 11. And let's go to Shaq. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to...
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us.
And what a tremendous game for Hill. 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. We've got George Hill. Allen is out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Paul George, and it's Ellis at the 2 spot. And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Allen kicks to Farmar. Poke loose.
Timeout. Indiana calls timeout.
Start it.
Timeout called the Pacers.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
And Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards or those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point. Here's Farmar. He's guarded by Ellis. Barnes passes to Anderson. Memphis moving that ball around. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Farmar.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now, here's George. He's got 11. Outside Hill. Clock at 6. The shot. The offensive rebound. Outside for George. Here's Mahinmi. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Taking a look back over the last month, Kevin, let's see how Indiana stacked up. Second in steals. 7th in opponent field goal percentage. And they kept the lid on opposing teams' overall offense as well. They're in the top 10 in opponent scoring.
And going back to their steals ranking, you have to appreciate the quick hands. I mean, the ball's never safe when they're on the prowl. And I think that mentality is what bothers opponents. Just not happy with how this team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change things around.
Now, here's George. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Now, here's Randolph, guarded by Mahinmi. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Pacers leading by 5. And George, here we go. Hill left side. There's the double team with Randolph. Hill dishes to Ellis. The pass to Mahinmi. George against Barnes. That's good. And it's 13 points for Paul George.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
And Allen with the block. They recover it. Farmar. Allen with the rebound. Indiana's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. George, no good.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
You know, and Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch. And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Stolen by Stevenson. And, here we go. Farmer's got it. The fast break chance. And it's sent back by Hill. Here's Green. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside. Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. He's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
The shot's good from Lawson. We've got 1:18 left in the third. Stevenson drives in. And Turner with the block. But they get it back. Carter kicks to Green. Carter outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Randolph slamming it down.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really,
good try.
In a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
Poked away. Farmar takes it away. It's stolen by Hill. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Miles the pass to Hill. Inside. Here's Turner. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And now a 7-point Indiana lead.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
And he gets it to go. 8 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. From deep three-point range. Misses the shot. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Pacers leading by 4. They've got Matt Barnes. Lance Stevenson is out there with Tony Allen. Then there's Anderson, and it's Martin in at the 4 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies shooting around 40% from the floor here. Here's Stevenson. No good. So Indiana will take it the other way. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Here's George. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. George has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Pacers. Stevenson dishes to Anderson. Turner with the steal. One-on-one here. And it's Hill. That time the assist by George. 14 points for Hill. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for the Pacers?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Turner. From down in the low post, it goes.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Shot is no good. Good work defensively by Turner. Hill kicks to Hill. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Releases. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection. And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said he can't guard it. He would consider playing international ball.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for Turner, and Lavoy Allen subbed in for Hill. For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on, and sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
Over in the corner, Ellis. It's stolen by Allen. And it's Memphis on the break. Barnes got the ball. Takes the three. It's rebounded by Indiana. Allen's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
High post shot. And that one goes long.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Some changes for Memphis. Zach Randolph's checked in for Martin, and it's Farmar in for Lance Stevenson. Here's Indiana now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Stolen by Randolph. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 8 points for Allen.
And don't be surprised if we see a lot more of that to come. I mean, when he gets going like this, it is not easy to slow him down.
Pacers leading by 10. Mahimi kicks to Hill from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Memphis. To the middle. It's stolen by Mahimi. Ellis outside to the left side wing. Hill inside. He's against Anderson. Hill kicks to Mahimi. Nobody near George. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Here's Farmar. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Looking at the game for Farmar, he has 8 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
He hits the second from the line. They can take their time on this possession.
You know, guys, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, it gives themselves a little break, too.
Catch their breath. You're right.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
He kicks it to Barnes. Shoots the 3. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, we usually have a a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Pass to Barnes. Puts up a three. Ball's knocked loose.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Paul George with the steal. And here's Hill for three. Kept alive by Indiana.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
The Fast Break on NBA.com. 5 games on the Thursday schedule, and the marquee matchup featured the Warriors and Spurs in Oakland. Steph Curry and Golden State cruising to a dominating victory and picking up win number 70 on the season. They've got 3 games left. Hope is still alive to break the Bulls' record for best record in the regular season. In the capital city of the Southeast, the Hawks of Atlanta behind Jeff Teague and his 23 points won for the 16th time in their 21st outing.